Welcome everyone to the July Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee meeting. Hope everybody's having a great summer. It's been very dry. We have avoided a lot of fires for sure, unlike the north. But we hope we don't have the kind of mishaps that have been happening in the county with the swimming and all that. So be extra diligent out there, know what you're doing, and we don't want to lose anybody. First of all, are there any disclosures of pecuniary interest? Seeing none, I need a mover and a seconder to approve the agenda for July 24th. Yes? Yep. Rosalind and Ron, okay. All in favor? Passed. We need a mover and a seconder to approve the minutes of the March 27th, 2025 Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee meeting.
Sure whether I was here at this one or not. It's not on there.
I don't think you were at the last one,
Is it?
no.
Regrets.
I can't think I should remember.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Mr. Whitney, Rosalind, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, start off, we have a delegation, I think. Is that correct? Yeah. That's you. We have Jerry Lynn Thomas, our CAO Chief Librarian of the Quinte West Public Library. What's that? Are you ready to make your presentation?
She was a delegation.
Windblown from touch
Okay.
the truck, so.
Floor is yours.
Okay. Jacqueline just, I think, wanted me to come and talk to you about all the great things that we're doing in the library. Can you hear me? Yeah? Yep. So, thanks, Swapno. Do you mind just scrolling down when I ask you to? So, how many of you know that we have a library of things in the library besides books? No?
Not working. There's something wrong.
Testing.
That's on now.
Is that me? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. How many of you have borrowed something from the Library of Things? Life jacket. We have an inflatable kayak. We have an inflatable paddleboard. Mayor, surely you want the inflatable paddleboard. Try that out. So I thought I might just tell you a reason why we have a library of things. So if you have a library card, you probably come into the library, you're borrowing books, you're familiar with all our digital resources. One of the things that I've done in my career in the last 15 years to create these library of things to help the community understand that we're here to support them, to give them opportunities that they might not have otherwise. And so we are currently working on building up our tool lending library. So we have gardening tools right now. So if you need a wagon or you need gardening tools or you need a tree trimmer, you can come in and borrow those things. We are moving on this fall into power tools, and we will be launching our little free library build in September, so keep an eye out for that. The other thing that I'm very keen on is all the literacies besides just basic reading literacy. So we have our STEAM literacy, science, technology, engineering, and math. We have our health and wellness literacy, and that is pretty much where all of the recreational pieces fall in. So if you want to be snowshoeing, where would you get snowshoes? You might want to try that out with your family, but you don't want to go and invest $300 in a few pairs of snowshoes. This fall, we're going to be doing a family fun run fundraiser in order to raise money for snowshoes. So you'll be able to come into the library with your library card and borrow snowshoes. If you can just roll that up just a little bit, Swapno, thank you. So the life jackets we've had for a while, it makes total sense. We're on the Bay of Quinte, we're near water, people are boating, come and get a life jacket. We want everybody to be safe. We're also promoting water safety. The leisure things like the inflatable kayak, those are for people who may not want to go and spend $20, $30 an hour to rent a kayak, but maybe want to just try and see if it's something that they want. My adult children have inflatable kayaks that they hike in the Rocky Mountains with, and they hike up where you can't get a boat in, blow it up, and they get to cruise along up in the beautiful waters for a couple of hours. So we're building these libraries to encourage people to be healthy, to be involved in recreation, and to also be able to do it free. So it's just another thing that we're adding on to their library card. Here's Swapnil if you want to just scroll up a little bit further. We also have our passes so that we can get into sandbanks, you can go to the military museum, and we want to just continue doing that. And because we are starting to be out there in the public realm and people are noticing that we're doing those things, the fishing rods and the tackle boxes were from Tackle Share, and they reached out to us and said, we would like to give you some fishing rods and tackle boxes. And of course we said yes, and they have been really popular since we got them. So giving people the opportunity to go fishing. There's a photo of the paddleboard, and we're just encouraging people to get out there, get healthy. And again, it's also part of my plan to reintroduce the library to people that might not understand that we are more than just books. So we want them to know that everybody gets a free card. You belong to Quinte West. This is the best deal going. There is nowhere else, anywhere in the world besides the public library, where you can go and borrow up to 45 items. All we ask is your name and your address, and off you go with a bunch of expensive equipment. And chances are, almost 99.9% of the time, everything finds its way back. So it works really, really well. We will continue to ask the community, what are you missing? What would you like to try? And I'll just close really quickly, and then you can ask me some questions if you have any. We started a running club this last spring. And on average, every Tuesday night at 6 o'clock, we ended up with 12 to 14 people coming to this running club, and I was one of them because I was pushing it. I thought it might be a good idea to get me off my desk chair at the end of the day. So we ran that for 7 weeks up until the end of June, and it was really interesting because we had about between 12 to 16 people that were regulars. We didn't see them every week. But what's happened is over the summer, while we've taken a hiatus until the fall, is they've kept meeting, and these were people that didn't know each other. And then they decided they wanted to meet up on Saturday. So they've been meeting up on Saturdays and then going over to the Grind and having coffee. And the Grind got wind of the fact that they were coming in and they were part of the library running club, and said to them, you know what, we'll give you 25 cents off per kilometer that you run every time you come in here to get coffee. So it's just a way of building community and building capacity, and that was something that happened outside of the realm of and scope of what we thought would happen. So I can tell you all kinds of stories like that that happen all the time. Besides the recreation, we also did a cooking program this year that I'll talk about when I do my presentation to council in the fall. But we ended up with a $13,000 grant. We bought some portable kitchens. It was from the Ontario government, focused on seniors. Our goal was to engage seniors to come out to help with isolation. Cooking and eating around a table, breaking bread together seems to be the thing that everybody has in common. Our goal was to feed 350 people. We fed over 1,100 people. And we had chefs come in, and we have created this little environment where people come, they've made friends, and again, just reintroducing them to the library, and there's all kinds of great stories that came out of that. So again, with the recreation piece, it's just another way for us to support the community, engage them in health and wellness and recreation. And, you know, we don't expect everybody is going to go out and buy an inflatable kayak after, but they might try it and like it, or they might not. So it's not just for those people that can't afford those things. It's absolutely for everybody. And again, we've got more boots coming through the door. We've increased our library membership by 30% this last year and a half. So it just shows me, and I'm surprised all the time at how excited people are about the things we're doing in our programming. So, Swapnil, I don't know what else is underneath that slide. The pickleball kits too. So Jacqueline and I were talking about how crazy pickleball is, and everybody loves it so much. So we've had rackets for a while, but recently we purchased a portable net with 4 rackets, and it's got all the boundaries and everything, so you can take that home, set it up in your driveway. So for people that have cottages or they've family visiting and they're looking for things to do, that's another thing. So this stuff, you won't even see it in the library. People are putting hold on it. As soon as it comes back, it's going out again. And then the metal detectors was just a random thing that somebody thought that that would be a fun thing down at the beach. So we have 2 of them. You can put them in the water, and they're out constantly. So if you don't know about all the things we have, I encourage you to come into the library, make sure your library card's current. And any questions? Anything I can answer for you?
Any questions, Ron?
No.
Mr. Whitney?
No comment, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
My suggestion is to reach out to Bob Azumi.
Bob
He-
Azumi.
Yes, he usually
Oh,
comes to,
Bobby Zumi. Okay.
yeah, he's a real supporter of things like this. And
Okay.
he comes to the tournament here in August, to the fishing tournament here in August.
Fishing
So
tournament. Okay.
that's, if you send him a
Okay.
letter, just tell him the mayor, because he supports, I know he will.
Okay.
And
We did have a fly fishing program earlier this year that was really successful. We had people come out to that. So, and that's really helpful for me. Anybody that you know that you can connect us with, we will absolutely follow through and bring them in for a program. And we're always
Well,
looking for funding.
reach out and if you don't get a positive answer, send it back to me and I'll personally talk to him in August when he's here.
Okay.
But he's a real supporter of things like that. I know he is because I mentioned to him that my grandson liked to fish, so he gave him a fishing pole.
Lovely.
That's what he did. And I didn't expect anything, but that's the kind of guy he is. So, yeah, this is a great idea, Chair. Great idea.
We'll just keep it
Great
going.
idea.
So anything else you can think of? Did I touch on all the things you wanted me to, Jacqueline?
Thank you, through you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, thanks, Jerry Lynn, for introducing this to us. I know we've had several conversations about it, but I just thought it was really, a great news story of what you're doing here at the library and the fact that it continues to evolve. But it really does also align with, what we're trying to do and some of the directions out of the Parks and Recreation Master Plan that the committee just, worked through to establish for the city for the next 15 years. So, yeah, we would love to continue to work alongside of you and be involved in any of these opportunities to expand recreation offerings for the community. I think it's certainly a great thing that you're doing. And I think just further down the list, there were also a few others that were maybe less equipment-based, but more experience-based. Some of the
The
park
nature
passes, the conservation parking pass, so you can experience some of those different areas, and then the museum pass as well. If you're interested in checking out the National Air Force Museum, there it is there, and we can provide the committee with this link, so you can browse this at your leisure. But yeah, all of this is available on the Quinte West Public Library's website, and certainly it seems to be added to on a pretty regular basis. So again, just wanted to share the information with the committee.
Councillor Kotzavos.
Thank you. Just from a budgetary standpoint, is there a certain amount of people that need to inquire about something before the library purchases it? Like you mentioned, 2 people asked about the metal detector. Is the number 10, 15, 20? What happens there?
No, that came from a staff person who had said a few people had asked about that. Once people know that we have a library of things, quite often we get random requests. Sometimes it's a hit or miss, but we haven't really missed with anything yet. So the snowshoes are something that we have been thinking about for a while, but we need about $2,500 to make that happen. And people sometimes don't even know what they want until we have it. So, but if you have some ideas, please drop me an email or pop in to visit me, and we're pretty much open to just about anything. I prefer when I am putting these lending libraries together to get community involvement. So we have the Lions working with us with our little free library builds this fall. We have Canadian Tire that helps sponsor us and gives us a big discount on our tools. So I prefer to find community people that are willing to help sponsor with dollars for those things. We do have a really robust collection budget. Right now, what's happening out in library land is the physical book collection tends to be steady. We aren't really growing there, but our digital collection is going up. So you will see the physical collection starting to shrink a little bit, and then we're building it up with the Library of Things. So to answer your question, nothing's off the table. If one person says it and it sounds like it might be something that's a good fit for the community, we'll just purchase it and give it a go.
Councillor Boyce, anything?
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My question is, there are a number of people that may go out and buy different articles, sporting articles, tools, etc., and then simply put them in their shed or garage and don't use them. And are they able to then donate good quality used articles to the library?
So I don't do that currently because we would need people to suss out that equipment and judge it. Again, it kind of goes back to if I'm buying things from Canadian Tire and Sports Check, they also become a sponsor and I can highlight that. If I start asking for donations of used equipment, I'm going to get flooded with all kinds of stuff. But it doesn't mean that we couldn't do a sports swap and allow people to come in and do that. That would be a great idea. But even with tools, I tend not to do that. I prefer to buy them brand new, and then we have warranties and everything with them.
Because I know some groups may do skate exchanges and things, and perhaps an exchange program one day. Bring in your child's or skates and upgrade to another pair or something.
That's a great idea. We do that with craft supplies and things like that, but doing a sports swap would be great. Yeah.
Councillor Reid?
No, I have nothing other than I do sit on the library board with Councillor Freeman, and we're always amazed by the new programs, the new ideas that Jerry Lynn and her staff are coming up with. It's a very happening place with lots of ideas. It's certainly changing everybody's idea of what the library used to be. And I think that it's just so wonderful that Jerry Lynn, that you have brought all of this in to Quinte West and benefits all the community. So thank you for that. I'm not surprised by anything that you've talked about here because Councillor Freeman and I are updated regularly with our library board meetings. So well done. Thank you. And I just wanted to mention, though, that perhaps you know Jerry Lynn and Councillor Boyce, that they do have a skate exchange at the Battawa rinks every year for skates, which is good. But it might be nice, maybe somebody has snowshoes and they no longer want to snowshoe. So I think that's an excellent idea too, something to look forward to. So thank you, Jerry Lynn, for everything that you do with your staff. Your staff are amazing. They have tremendous ideas. So thank you.
Thank you, Linda.
I've got a couple. You have a seniors cooking club, you said.
Yeah.
Have you considered a walking club so they can walk it off after?
Well, do you know what? If you get the fall guide coming out the 1st of August, you will see we have a morning walking club.
Walking club, okay. Question about liability with some of these items. Life preservers, they have a certain best before date and then they have to flip them. Inflatable boat.
Yep.
So, what if something happened? What does your insurance company have to, or insurer have to say?
Everybody signs a waiver. They are liable, not the library.
Okay, so
And
that's,
and that has gone through legislation with the municipality too. Same with the power tools.
okay.
Yep.
Do you have chainsaws?
We're going to get a chainsaw.
You what?
We will get a chainsaw.
You gotta have a course to run it.
Sometimes it's about me and what I need. If I need a post hole digger, we'll get a post hole digger.
Stump
Wait, we
removal.
need an articulating ladder. We'll
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying,
Yeah, we'll get a chainsaw. I've done that before with power tool lending libraries, and I haven't lost any limbs yet.
But they'd have to
They have to sign a
test,
waiver.
show you they can use it, right?
We get them, there's all kinds of instructions, and again, they sign it. They're liable when they walk out of here. They're gonna take, we've had
Okay.
laser miter saws.
Okay.
So there you go.
Any other questions, sir?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, the picture there with part of the plane, that's, you've got a base, so you got some support from the base. I know you asked the base commander, you'll get support.
Yep.
Scroll down, back down, please, just gently. More. What's that one?
Oh, the nature kits. Those are just little backpacks that have all binoculars and all kinds of things with, and ideas for kids when they're out on
Okay,
trails.
that's a good one, yeah. Next, keep coming down. Okay, right there, Mark Cullen would be a resource for you to reach out to.
Mark Cullen?
Yeah, Cullen
Okay.
Gardens and so on.
Oh, okay.
He works with Director Angelo with respect to the
Okay.
planting of trees.
Oh, okay.
And so he would be a good guy
Okay.
to help you with those. I know because he gave my wife a new hoe, and it's got, only has her name on it.
I do.
Thank you.
That's everything? Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on, public input. Anybody here for public input? Seeing none. Our next item is the correspondence. I'm going to be turning this over to Director Grimman. It's a correspondence from Roger Litchke, Bay of Quinte Golf Course, regarding a community fund grant request for pickleball courts.
Thank you, through Mr. Chair, to the committee. Yes, this is correspondence that we received from Roger at the Bay of Quinte Golf Course. Councillor Boyce and O'Neill and I met recently to tour the new pickleball courts. So there's 4 of them out at the Bay of Quinte Golf Course that they have just recently opened and installed. Certainly a nice addition to the community, and certainly a nice setting out there. I know we've got Arlene here from the Bay of Quinte Golf Course as well, should there be any questions. But essentially, the ask that is being made, given that these courts are new and the golf course has fully funded the installation of the courts. They're interested in the potential of a partnership whereby they would extend use of those courts to the community. There are currently some membership options and rental fee options, but what's being proposed here in the letter of request is that the committee consider recommending to council a $5,000 grant from the community fund grant program that the city has to extend that that use for Quinte West residents at no charge, and whereby they could make a court booking to ensure that, that time was dedicated for them. And it might be something simple as showing photo identification or potentially a library card if that's the road the group chooses to go down. But that would be kind of open and available to residents on a daily basis at the site there. Like I said, I would turn that over to the committee for any questions that you might have, and I might ask Arlene just to come to the mic in the event that there's any questions directed to her as the staff member.
Go around the room. Ron?
Exactly how to react to that request. I haven't seen it before, and I'm not sure what the fund really encompasses.
Could Director Grimman give an update on that?
Thank you, through Mr. Chair. So the Community Fund Grant is a program that the city's been running for a number of years. More recently, there has been an update through council that was approved, and it kind of expanded the eligibility and some of the criteria for that fund. The maximum that any group can apply for, group or individual can apply for, is $5,000 on an annual basis. Typically, that is to support a community program, service, or offering that a group or individual might be looking to initiate or bring forward. And in this case, it is the pickleball court access. As Mr. Lickey notes in the letter of request, the concept or the idea that we would partner is certainly endorsed by the city's Parks and Recreation Master Plan in terms of increasing the public's access to recreation facilities and different amenities around the community. Like I said, I might turn that over to Arlene if she's got any further comments from their perspective. I know the courts were just recently opened in the last month or so, and they would certainly like to invite the public in to take those in and to make use of those.
Is that okay? Yeah, I think I understand. I guess there's questions like,
Is the 5,000 for one season or 1 year, or, and will it be accessible all the time to the Quinte West people?
Thank you, through Mr. Chair, to the member. The request, yes, is for the remainder of the season, so from now through till October 30th of this year, as outlined in the letter of request. The future seasons, if there was interest, would have to come back as part of a separate application. If the committee was interested in supporting this, this would require council approval. So a motion could be made at council or at committee this afternoon to recommend that this move on to council. And I would suggest, if that is the committee's desire, then we would ask the applicant to complete the same information to present to council that we would ask of any applicant that would apply through the community grant fund process for council's consideration. So just to be clear, if the committee chooses to motion to support this recommendation, it's not approved here today. It would just move on to the next meeting of council, which is August 13th.
Question here. I thought that grant was for nonprofits, or is that changed or changing?
Through Mr. Chair, the recent amendments and updates to the policy now extends that out to for-profit organizations as well. There are certain caveats to that in terms of eligibility. So if a for-profit is applying under the community grant, it has to be for a service, program, or initiative that has community benefits and is operating at low or no cost to residents. So in this case, there wouldn't be a fee that the course would be looking to apply to residents, so it would seemingly fit that eligibility criteria.
Mr. Whitney?
yeah, I have a couple of questions. One is, it says 1 hour. I went to the website and I looked at the document. It says 1 hour, there are 4 courts. Can I assume that's 1 hour per court, so it's 4 hours? Or is it just 1 hour a week?
A day.
1 hour a day? 1 hour a day, but just so one court, not an hour per court?
Okay. Hi, everybody. From my understanding, you would be able to go in and book it for an hour and utilize Play. If you wanted to stay longer, then it would be an additional cost.
Okay, so but it's 1 hour a day, so 4 people a day.
Yes, so a team of, whether it's 2 people or 4 people, could go in and book and use the court for an hour.
And as I understand, Director Grimmon, you said just for the end of this season, so 15 weeks? Okay.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
correct. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rosalind?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Mr. Mayor?
Thanks.
I think it's a great idea. And any way that we can get the public to take on projects that add more flexibility to people in our city, it's a great benefit. It's just difficult for how we can support this, and it's usually a one-time grant, and this is, he would have to apply and go from there. So I think that's what we would do as committee, recommend to council to support.
Councilor Reid?
Thank you very much. A few points. My understanding, having sat on the Community Grant Fund for several years, is that you must apply by the end of September to be eligible for the upcoming year. And so for that, I could see perhaps the golf course applying perhaps for this September so that it may happen in 2026. But I do have an issue with nothing will be started if it even were to if we were to make a motion and it were to come back to the August 13th. It's going to be September before anything can start. $5,000 for September and October, when weather is very undependable, seems like a big expense. So I am definitely not in favor of it for this year. Certainly, perhaps maybe looking at it for the following year when you can get it from spring to fall at the $5,000. I think that's great. The other item I wanted to mention, and I'm sure everybody here knows, that we have brand new outdoor court at Tucker's Corners. We have courts at Hannah Park. We have 2 arenas with free pickleball 5 days a week throughout the whole summer. So there are ample pickleball courts around for people to utilize. And I have no problems with playing pickleball and making as many places available for us, but certainly not $5,000 for a possibility of 2 months. That's a pretty expensive give, especially when it's a for-profit organization. I can't support it.
Councillor Boyce?
Thank you. And I certainly like the idea of private-public partnerships. I think that's what we're going to see many things happening. And I agree with Councillor Reid. Right now, as you know, as many of you know, I play a lot of pickleball, and I started back in April outdoors, and it's so we're already 3.5 months. We're already 3.5 months into the season. 1 second. We're already 3.5 months into the season, so I'm not going to agree with the 5,000. But what I would suggest perhaps is that we would come into a partnership perhaps with the Bay of Quinte Golf Course and ask them. We'll put it on the website. On our website that these courts are available for the 1 hour for free per resident, and then that way we can gauge this year how many people are willing to use those courts. As Councillor Reid said, we've got a brand new one that's being used quite heavily at Tucker's Corners, and it's great, and we've got the arenas as well. So perhaps this year we could work as a partnership, put it on our website, and the benefit to the Bay of Quinte is that it would give them exposure. It would give the Bay of Quinte exposure that there are courts that exist. Many people don't know that there are courts at the Bay of Quinte Golf Course, and so perhaps if we went into an agreement with that way, they offer this. They can apply in September for next year, but for the 5,000 or whatever the city may grant them. But this year would be strictly something that we could gauge whether or not people are willing to go there to play, and it would also get them the exposure. So I like the idea, but I don't like the $5,000 this year.
Councillor Kotzebue?
Thank you. I support the concept, but similar to Councillor Reid's concerns, I have no interest in bringing it back to council for August and using up staff time. I do like the idea that they apply like everyone else, and come the new year, 2026, we can weigh their application against all others, and it's a more accurate assessment. Should we grant them a partial amount of the 5,000 or the total amount? We can't just start granting groups individually. We need to weigh them as a whole and stick within our budget, because there are many citizens that are concerned year after year about the budget, and this is just one chunk of it.
Any other questions?
And I think that's the basis of this, is to get them exposure, and it's got to come back to council. There's no guarantee they'll get anything, but if they don't, we don't even give them any exposure. And you're also forgetting the pickleball courts at the tennis courts and the work that's been done up there.
That was my question.
So, I mean, certainly lots of places to play. Yes, there are. I don't know how well used they are. I have no idea, so, thank you.
My question is related to that in the sense that I believe the tennis court or racket club applied for funding last year. Am I correct on that? And was granted money? Yes.
Through Mr. Chair, yes, that's correct.
Therefore, the same idea could be applied to them. Free usage, an hour a day, the same idea as the golf course, correct? When they,
Through Mr. Chair, I don't necessarily suggest to applicants what they should be applying for, but I
I'm
would
saying
welcome any
is-
members of council to, or committee to have those conversations with any of those other applicants if there's a project of interest that you might have.
and related to Councillor Kotzavos, there were other applicants who applied and I believe didn't get chosen. Is that correct? And therefore.
Yes, that's correct.
And therefore, they followed all the guidelines and they have to wait next year to apply again. And then in comes this other application after the fact, not really being pitted against the others. It's, I'm just
I'll
bringing
just,
that up.
through you, Mr. Chair, make a point of clarification. Any of the applicants that weren't selected for funding either withdrew for their own particular reasons. Some were not in a position to move their projects forward or didn't meet the eligibility criteria of the grant fund program.
But there were groups that were selected and then maybe decided later, but they were still selected. Correct? For money.
Sorry.
You're saying,
I'm not sure of the
you're saying
question.
that some people would have got the money, but they pulled out. Isn't that what you just finished saying? No? That's my understanding.
Through you, Mr. Chair, we had, I believe, 2 applicants that had applied, but then did decide to withdraw their application because they weren't ready to move a project forward before a decision was made.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Councillor Reid, I think.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it still comes back to what Councillor Boyce and Councillor Katsoulis and I are saying, that this needs to come back for a community grant application. Deadline September of 2025. Then we look at them all as a whole to go forward with that. And perhaps Quinte website, Quinte West could work with the golf course to give them suggestions. I don't even know, I don't follow the golf course website to see whether the pickleball courts have been advertised. This is the first I've heard of them, so I'm not sure how you're getting your word out. Could you explain how you're getting your word out about your pickleball courts at the golf course?
Sure. Right now, they've done a road sign, and we did a newsletter to all of our members and public that subscribe to our information, and there has been some social media. And Roger did a radio spot.
Yeah, so I think more of that needs to go. So you're targeting mainly the people that come to your establishment already, where there's a lot more people that could be reached. Like pickleball players are not necessarily golfers and vice versa, right? So you need to target everybody. And so getting some more advertisement out by your golf course is the way for you to let people know that, oh, we've got pickleball courts. And trust me, and Councillor Boyce will second this, if you tell a pickleball player there's a new court, they're going to go and they're going to check it out.
Yeah.
So, I don't think you'll have any trouble getting people coming, but it's up for Quinte, or for the golf course to advertise that. I don't think that that's part of our job. And when people come for community grants, it's not our job to advertise what they're doing. So that's my firm belief. We do have lots of free places in Quinte West already to play pickleball. And it's amazing because there's municipalities outside of Quinte West, they all charge for pickleball. Quinte West, we're very blessed here that we have lots of places to play free pickleball. So it's not that everybody's having to pay out of their pocket, and this is a one-owned thing by going to the golf course. So that's just, I think there has to be better advertisement.
Also, Bay of Quinte Marketing Board,
Yes, I got a news.
that's who you should be tapping
Yes.
also. Maybe they should do a feature on pickleball, because I know they've got a major golf thing going on.
Yes, I actually was able to capture a spot in their recent newsletter that went out. So, yeah.
Councillor Boyce?
Thank you. And perhaps, and we heard from the CEO of the library today, perhaps something on the library website, saying that, we have got the pickleball paddles and the balls available. And maybe you can contact the Bay of Quinte Golf Course and they'll have a spot that you can actually play on. I know the Bay of Quinte, I don't think they have equipment. I think if you go there, you would have to bring your own equipment. So if you borrow, then if you team up with the library and say, we've got the spot to play, get the equipment from the library, and that would give you more exposure, because I think it's all about exposure. Getting people out there, especially for next year. They're great courts. I had an opportunity to to hit the ball around that day, and they're certainly I would recommend, like, as a place to play, the Bay of Quinte Golf Course, because they are great courts.
Okay, any other questions? So how should we proceed with this?
Through Mr. Chair, unless there's a motion coming forward from the committee, we will be rolling out the advertising and communications campaign for the next intake of the Community Grant Fund program for the city to start this fall. So certainly we can connect the Bay of Quinte with that information, keep them apprised of that, work with them to get in the queue of the applications there if that's the desire of the committee. Certainly when we are going out to promote that program, you'll see a bit of a different look and feel that will also educate the community about the intentions and the purpose of that fund, and also about the eligibility. So certainly we can work closely, and then I know there was an offer from Roger at the Bay of Quinte Golf Course for the committee to come out and see the courts for themselves, because they are quite impressive in person.
Okay, do we need a motion then to, okay, we have a motion? Mayor Harrison?
Well, I'm making a motion that we direct them to through the proper channels to prepare an application.
Okay.
But and right now, we haven't got any idea what our budget's going to be, so we may not even have the amount of money in that particular area that we had last year, so, yeah.
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor, and
Yes.
to Chair Armstrong, if we can first have a mover and seconder to have the letter received and filed, and then you can proceed with a further motion.
That's what I was asking initially, but we'll follow up with this. Okay, motion, mover and a seconder to receive the letter? Oh, Councillor Kotzavos, seconded by Councillor Reed. All in favor? Carried. Okay, Mayor Harrison, would you like to read your motion again?
Well, I would just suggest
Can you put your mic on, please?
that we direct the applicant through the proper process to apply for the grant if it even, yeah, and I don't know whether we're shooting in the dark right now. That's the only thing, but at least let them know what the process is and what may be available. Maybe. That's all I can say at this time. That doesn't help much.
You want to read the motion?
Good.
I'll do my best. So thus far, I have that the Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee direct the applicant, Bay of Quinte Golf Course, to submit a $5,000 community fund grant application for the 2026 budget.
Mayor Harrison's moving it. Do we have a seconder?
Yep.
Ms. Fuller? All in favor? Carried. Director Grimmen has items for committee's consideration concerning the beach volleyball.
Thank you. Through Mr. Chair, just an update to provide the committee with. As you may recall, the Quinte Young Professionals had approached the city to undertake a beach volleyball project for the construction of beach volleyball courts in Centennial Park. We had worked with the group to work on some specifications for an RFP for them to look for a constructor so that they could move forward with their fundraising efforts to fund the purchase of those courts. We had selected and approved a location for Centennial Park. At this time, the Quinte Young Professionals are not in a position to move forward, and we've received notice, and they have returned their community fund grant. $5,000 to the city from a resourcing perspective and capacity perspective. That's just not a project that they are able to take on at this time. So we have just put that on hold. Certainly, the project is still waiting in the wings. If there is another group, organization, or individual that does want to come forward and look to support that project, but I did want to just provide the committee with that update today.
Any questions? I have a question. You're saying that the volleyball courts won't get constructed unless there's another group involved. There's nothing stopping the city, if the money was there, from constructing them like they do other things, correct?
Through Mr. Chair, essentially that is correct. We don't have direction at this time and don't have that project earmarked or identified to be prioritized and city funded. The Parks and Rec Master Plan did identify that as a recommendation that we would make that space available should a community group or individual be interested in funding and bringing forward that project, but it didn't specifically prioritize that the city should undertake and fully fund that project. So yes, that would require a motion from council.
Councilor Kotzipos?
Thank you. Similar to you, Chair. If the work's already done and we have the site or the potential site, I would agree. I'm not saying the city moves ahead with it, but we put it on the budget at the very least because some of the work's already been done. And we can add that to the budget. Should council decide to go ahead with even one volleyball court instead of two, that's an option. And if they don't at all, then we just vote against it at budget time. But I would like to see that on there because the work has been done and we've been moving slowly, but at least forward on this volleyball project.
What work has been done?
I'm not up on that. Director Grimmen, I'll be with you in a minute there, Councilor Reid.
What work has been done? I know ground has been broken, but just how much work has been done already is what I would like to know.
Through Mr. Chair to Councilor Reid. So a site design has been completed for the spot at Centennial Park on the water side of the pavilion, if you're familiar with the park. So that design's been completed. The Quinte Young Professionals did work with city staff from the Public Works Department to put out a request for proposal. So that request for proposal was initiated and completed. My understanding is they did receive a number of bids, but then, as I mentioned, from a resourcing and capacity perspective, they were not able to proceed and take that on at this time. So that's as far as the project has gotten to date.
Okay, thank you. I just wondered how far along we were. It's not a great deal. It's nice that we have the plan laid out, and of course the RFP won't be any good should the city be able to move forward with something like this, but at least it's nice to have the blueprint for it. Thank you.
Harrison?
Yeah, why don't we ask Director Grimmen to bring back a report to this committee? Sure. Director Grimmen, could we, this committee asked for a report on what they've accomplished and where we're at and what we're looking at in terms of dollars and going forward? Thank you.
Through you, Mr. Chair, to the mayor. Certainly, I'd be happy to bring back a report on the potential costing for us bringing these courts into the city budget. I can do that for the next committee meeting, which I believe is in September. Certainly, I can get that ahead of the budget season, just so that we've got that to consider. Yeah, I can do that if there's a motion from the committee.
Questions?
Yeah, through Mr. Chair, do we know what that delta was? Did they share that RFP responses with you, or is that what you're going to ask for? Because clearly there was a big delta in terms of them dropping the project. And then second to that, how does that fit with that overall master plan? Are we getting ahead of you in terms of trying to prioritize that?
Thank you, through the chair, to Ms. Fuller on the question. In terms of, I certainly don't want to speak on behalf of the Quinte Young professionals. I know they definitely had intentions of making a go of this, and had some staffing changes, and are a fairly small organization. I think the quotations did come back a lot more substantial than they had anticipated. So, but truly from a resourcing perspective, there were some staffing changes, and they aren't able to commit to moving that forward with the other priorities that they have. So if the committee is desiring that I bring back some information for us to consider, certainly that doesn't commit us to moving forward with procurement or looking for a contractor, or making sure that or moving this forward in a obligated way. I can definitely bring back that report that would provide the committee with a bit more information of what this project might look like, timelines, and costing, and just perhaps revisit the site and what the court layout looked like for that site, and what the considerations might be for that to be resourced in-house by city staff versus where we were before with an organization taking that on.
Okay. Councillor Kotzavos?
Thank you. Just a quick comment about the report that comes back. Just wondering if it would be the RFP that the young professionals submitted, because unfortunately, when the city submits something, it seems that our price is higher than someone else's. So I would like to know if our budget moving forward is based on the RFP, again, that the young professionals submitted, and that would be our cost.
Okay. Is that it? Anything further? Okay. Moving
Mr.
on.
Chair,
Oh, yes.
if that is the desire of the committee, we would just look for a mover and a seconder.
Mover and a seconder to move that forward. Mr. Guest, Mr. Whitney, second. All in favor? Carried. Okay, any new business, starting with Mr. Harrison?
I'm good, thank you.
Kotzavos, Mr. Kotzavos? Mr. Boyce?
No, thanks.
Ms. Reed?
No, thank you. I'm good.
Couple things that probably everybody can chime in on. Today, the Touch the Truck event in the park was great. Lots of organizations were there, our own people, the police, fire, military, Hydro, one, and was Bell Telephone there? Bell Telephone was there too. And lots of families are having fun, and our people were giving stuff out, and it was a great location, I thought. Parking wasn't an issue, I was told, and people were happy with the Coach Crescent being shut down. It's more safer in that sense. A little bit of a walk, but still safety was a big thing. Anything to add to that, sir?
I think it was a great day. Fantastic turnout. I think the biggest crowd we've ever had.
How were the burgers?
Burgers were good. They weren't cheap, but they were good.
It was a fundraiser.
They were Ontario beef.
Ontario beef. Also, coming up, the Cameron Memorial Soccer and the Quinte West Soccer Association House League Tournament, they're coming up in the next couple of weeks, well, 3 weeks or 4. Also, I can't expand on this one, but maybe Director Grimmin can, the medieval event. Do you want to expand on that in the park? didn't mean to catch you off guard.
Thank you, through Mr. Chair, to the committee. Yes, one of many events going on in the city this season. All of them can be found on the city's website, quintewest.ca. But yes, as a result of a online campaign where we went out with 3 different event concepts, this was the choice of the community to move this event forward. So August 9th, we are inviting the community to come down to the Bob Wanamaker Amphitheater. We are kind of transforming that space into a medieval experience for everyone. So there is a schedule of events that is attached on the website. So we've got some different performances. We've got medieval dancing. There's a Blades of Glory, knights and falcon show. So quite a few things that are definitely in keeping with the theme. We've had a lot of great interest for the event, and certainly look forward to bringing that forward. I know the team's been working hard on that and the many other events that have been offered through the season. Again, the details further can be found at quintewest.ca.
Is that the same weekend as the Cameron soccer?
Holiday weekend in August is the Cameron. I don't know.
Yes, that's correct, Mr. Chair.
9th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th? I don't know my dates. Okay. There's 2 major things happening, busy place. Then I think the following week is the Quinte West Youth Center Family Fest in the park. So lots of stuff going on in the park, along with baseball. I think playdowns will be on. That'll be happening. And the kids' soccer's every night. You go down there and enjoy
Plus
it.
a fishing derby.
Fishing derby and the Blair Smith Memorial, which is a great thing. And of course, our farmers market is great, and more new produce coming in. The seasons are changing, we hope. And that's about all I have. Anybody else? We good? Okay. I need 2 for adjournment. Mr. Harrison and Linda Reed. Okay, adjourned. Good job.